Fast forward, Bam now say Abusia Sawajambre our say Pop Christian Television, Huge Family Television. And you give me a rock she my mistress with me and subscribe to the channel share. Now I feel ultimately be comment now for front so it's me the also operator our channel so you mean sure say ultimate actual what means or say pan so the amame. And you my more writing simum a year can OFORI ATTA Kesi a year in some of the ATTA-Court say a bear anchor OXV Kesi Ejaban intimi engine in free a year wanted election so akwasi saying Meno Kesi court akasa asemono obo atugu or in sabunkum atuso Meno Kesi a year can OFORI ATTA in some of the ATTA-Court no court say and semono in Ningina Subia the senti otimi really against a year can OFORI ATTA was an award course 5,000 Ghana cedi against no enya semkutu abra tian semre enidi mo yemo ransimu abra Martin Pudu and so attraction na on so ochana bi o sansemi aha a GH family television Pop Christian television but that's so wajemre ewa yemo ransimu CCA.
I can come to Ghana quickly, finish this or any other arrangement, but at least disclose it so that it doesn't affect the June 2nd, because he kept that fact from the OFP, and OSP sat down hoping that 2nd June he would show up, and then he didn't. So OFORI ATTA brought this ruling upon himself.
But this particular ruling by the Human Rights Court today is coming on the heels of what his wife put out a couple of days ago and in that interview, and then also the letter that she wrote as well. But how do you see this matter progressing in the coming days, bearing in mind that he's already been declared a wanted man by the special prosecutor, it's on his website, and then also a wanted man by Interpol? Counsel.
I've already mentioned that the interview by his wife, Professor Angela, she's Angela OFORI ATTA, right?
Yeah.
Didn't advance OFORI ATTA's case. Yeah, the interview didn't advance his case at all. I don't see why it did. And if anything at all, it actually even hurt his case a little bit. I'll go straight to that. The fact that showed that OFORI ATTA was not being candid all along. His wife says that they knew all along that's before the 21st March. So between the two, any time before 21st March, she says that they knew all along that if the diagnostic surgery, that's a simple one, the biopsy to determine if he had cancer or not, all right, if it was done on the 21st March, and it proved that OFORI ATTA had cancer, there was subsequently going to be a major surgery. These are, not her direct words, but essentially this is what she said. I'm stressing on the fact that even before OFORI ATTA went to do the biopsy, his wife is saying that they knew that if the biopsy, let me call it, turned out positive, that's say he had cancer, then they knew there would be a major surgery. So if you knew this, why would you present a very difficult case, a very major surgery to the OSP for 20th and 21st March? A biopsy is not a major surgery. A biopsy is not what OFORI ATTA blew it up to look like. Yes, so his wife's interview rather even reinforced the fact that OFORI ATTA was not being candid. Yes, and we are trying to be very objective. Let's not forget, I'm the same person who supported OFORI ATTA's argument when OSP first declared him wanted on the 12th of February, because for me, I said that once there was evidence that before he left this country, he had given information to the previous chief of staff and the current one, then for me, he wasn't a fugitive from justice. When that much, I still stand by that. But we've moved on. After that one, then it takes a long adjournment from February 18th to 2nd June. 2nd June comes, and then OFORI ATTA is singing a different tune again. It's just not on. So he's brought all of this onto himself.
I see, Counsel, and I'm sure that today you've seen that news of the Interior Minister granting the extradition request by the United States, and we're going to put that on the screen in a bit, of some 4 Ghanaians who are reported to have been involved in the romance scam, and then also what has been described as a large-scale criminal enterprise, the cyber crime enterprise, essentially. And the Interior Minister granting that particular extradition request, and the details as we have it captured in that letter that has gone viral now, and then also the involvement of the Federal Bureau of Investigation and others as well in tracking these 4 individuals who have been charged already, and they're going to be extradited to the United States because of their involvement in these crimes, which has been put to the tune of over $100 million that they have defrauded individuals and companies in the United States. And then when this matter came up, you've had some persons who are commenting relating to the extradition notice and also that request by the special prosecutor of Ken Ofori-Atta, who is also reported to be receiving medical treatment in the United States. I mean, is there any specific correlation to how this extradition to a process is playing out in the case of these 4 individuals, and whether or not it's going to be easy for the extradition of Ken Ofori-Atta to Ghana, as the special prosecutor is seeking?
I will agree partially. The part I agree with is that, yes, we can also ask the U.S. to extradite Ofori-Atta to Ghana. Yes, and that's provided for. I mean, so we have the extradition law, right? We've always had the extradition law from the 60s, right? And I'm sure even in the colonial times, there will be a previous one, okay? But this one, there's extradition law from the 60s, right? Yes, and we have been, as you rightly mentioned, extraditing people to the U.S. And so once all the condition precedents are met, ordinarily the U.S. would agree to extradite him. So he first has to be arrested. Then once he's arrested, then they have him. Then Ghana will do the, but nothing stops Ghana from starting the extradition proceedings. Actually, he doesn't have to be arrested before we start the application. So the OSP said they are in the process of doing it. And Attorney General is also in the process of doing it. Yes. So the only part I don't agree with the opinion being shared is where they say it's easy. In law, nothing is ever easy like that until you succeed. So if we succeed in a relatively very short time, then we say, oh, it was an easy process. But now that we've not yet succeeded, we cannot sit here. We don't have the right crystal ball to be able to look into it and predict that it will be easy. So for me, I think, well, it's early days here to say it is easy, right? Especially as you know that Ofori-Atta has come into a lot of money from the Ghana's public funds. It's come into a lot of money. It's public knowledge that each time we borrowed the bonds, Ofori-Atta's company, Data Bank, made money. And that's for his family and Akufo-Addo's family, their relations. So it's public knowledge that they've made a lot of money. We know it's also public knowledge that Enterprise Insurance, another company he has big interest in, got a lot of public contracts, etc. SIC almost collapsed, etc. So once he's made a lot of money, you can trust that he's going to hire top-notch lawyers, crack lawyers in the US to fight this out. That's how come I don't want to say that it's going to be an easy fight to bring him down to Ghana. So I would rather hold my horses, reserve judgment, and then let's see how it pans out.
We'll definitely see how it pans out and how the coming days will look like on this. Well, Martin, people appreciate your time. Thank you very much for joining us. He's private legal practitioner Martin People. There's live here on Ghana Tonight. We're live on 3FM 92.7, also on TV3 Ghana on Facebook. Now, coming up next, we examining the impact of the Israel-Iran conflict on the global economy and the ripple effect on Ghana's economy, and which has recently been upgraded by Fitch in terms of the ratings, taking into consideration all the indicators and factors that Fitch considered trending in the right direction. But then again, we're faced with this threat of another war happening somewhere that has nothing to do with us. We're here in this country where when the Russia-Ukraine war took place and the direct impact that it had on our economy, the ripple effect we saw impacted in many, many ways. And this one as well is really no exception, except to say that there are many analysts who are looking at if it escalates beyond what is happening now, then how?
Ibu yen same ahodo e koso wo chana na so mamna wase so jembre e wo hada sene so wa den dia dum bia domini yen so nhie mun na yen sumo o kwan chonko so bra. Subscribe, share, and leave a nice comment under the comment section. That's it. So jembre.